I'm so jealous that you're getting to watch New Girl for the first time, and like have that experience. And for me, it's like everyone's been like has always told me like I have big Schmidt energy,
Oh my
and
god, you fucking wish. No,
what do
what?
you, everyone tells who do you think I am, Nick? Like everyone, like listen, everyone has told me I have Schmidt energy, and the more that I see the show, the more I'm like I don't have full Schmidt energy. Like, but it's like,
What, you have like you got a semi Schmidt? You got a.
You,
oh, we're
s-
set.
you,
We're between semi and full Schmitting over here, I think.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Topflight West. I would say that Dan, I don't know that you have Schmidt energy, but you're certainly the person on this channel I would most think would be in need of a douchebag jar.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yes, it was. That came up yesterday at the gym that we should have one for me there.
Yeah. So I can understand why
At
people
the
would go
gym? Damn. You need a douchebag jar at the gym?
there. Oh.
Yeah,
funny.
baby.
Well, hello everyone and welcome. Yes, we did have it has now been covered up, unfortunately. Maybe I'll go to the break screen at some point, but we do have some new artwork of some of our
Oh,
characters.
I thought you were talking about like specific horny elements of some of the characters that might have been covered up.
Well, no, but
Wow.
people were. I think there was a reaction that even though I feel that I have explicitly described Synth Devil as having a Vision like collared cape and just being it's just Vision with horns instead of a thing. People were surprised by the Vision's appearance.
Honestly, that's not quite how I envisioned him, but
Interesting. How did you envision Synth Devil?
I guess also because I think also in the sense of like he is. I think probably the color scheme, like the not the color scheme, but like the way that the different color markings on his face and body were different in my mind.
Okay, sure.
And then also I think like in the way that like this is like a comic cartoony drawing versus like I was imagining more in my life as like how I would see him in like a live action movie.
Sure.
I knew I was wrong when I was picturing him. I just was choosing not to correct it. But I was basically picturing like I don't even know, like almost like if Pixar was like his jaw was like not unhinged, but just like a completely like separate thing, like a shitty robot.
Sure.
I was picturing like a shitty
That's fair.
nuts and bolts robot for the sole reason that he has trouble with cell phones.
He really does. Would you guys like to see Meridian? Meridian was not featured there, but would you like to see what Meridian looks like?
Sure.
You don't have to. KJ seems like she
said
doesn't
yes.
care. Oh, okay.
I said yes. I said yes.
Sorry.
She did.
That's Meridian for you right there.
Oh.
Just, yellow, and her cape is gold, which on this you can't see as well. That's Meridian.
It is chesty.
I'd let her show me the power of the noonday sun, if you know what I mean.
Wow. I didn't realize that. Well, you can take that up with Jeremy, because this character...
I didn't say it was a problem. I'm just saying.
I didn't
it's a
tell
fact.
him. I did not say to him, make her chesty. However, and Dan has even commented on this, I will say that it took a few, and I'm not, we kind of, I think Jeremy kind of like chose to not go down this road, because I was really trying to have Captain Eldritch be very, very hot. Whisper Eldritch be hot, and instead, I mean, she's very cool here, but
she's cool in the way that like people who are really into like sleight of hand magic would think someone's cool.
yeah,
Oh, that was an attack on me.
generally speaking, her kind of suit would be way lower cut. That's the idea of her.
You know what? It should be.
But you know what? It's the artist does have a degree of interpretation, and Jeremy said, maybe Jeremy saw it and was just like, I don't want to make this one. That's lame to make Captain Eldritch hot, but I will pump up the boobs of Meridian.
The Merida jams.
Then he did. Are you kidding me? She's so hot, Whisper. Well, fair enough, Sophia. I think that Dan and I were looking for something a little like less classy. I think Dan and I were wanting to like Homer Simpson drool at her a little bit more. because we're dirty little Schmidt boys.
Yeah, we are.
We're Schmidt.
There's always fan art. Like,
That's fair. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna commission $3,000 worth. Of
You're Benjamin. Oh my God, that's who you are. You're not Schmidt. You're Benjamin.
Who's that?
You'll get there.
you'll find out.
I'm only in season 1.
You'll get there.
I wish I was.
It is
Winston,
fun.
but
I
I'm
will
not.
say it is fun seeing like people who are like playing like smaller roles who are now like well known in their own right. Like Randall Park is like a random phone store guy in the first season.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Stephen Amell is in
Credit
it.
is
Like,
so low. Yeah.
but then also like then you also have like Lizzie Kaplan was in it for a few episodes. But didn't Dermot Mulroney I think he just guest starred in one. I don't know if he's in it
Mhm.
later.
Those are names. Yeah.
He is in. No, he guest stars in a few.
Okay, I only saw the first episode.
You
with him.
cannot research Zane's swords. That was that's not an in-universe. That's because honestly, the reason for that is because they didn't want me to use real names. And what I wish I had. Sorry, in chat they're saying, wait, in the old Star Trek games we did, unrelated to anything you guys are talking about. In the old Star Trek games, I was crediting people by their usernames, and that's because they didn't want real names used. And what I actually wanted to do was come up with fake names for everyone, the way that I did have some of the actors. So, like, the NPCs all had fake actor names, but whatever. So, yeah, sadly, no. All right, so I've been chatting so long, I almost didn't open the Lost Taverns adventure calendar. It is Lost Caverns, of course, but we say taverns because we're here to have some fun. We are going to be opening up box number 9 tonight. If anyone would like to participate in the game, actually, KJ, have you ever been here for the game? There's a game that goes along
I'm
with
really
advent
confused,
calendars.
but you're asking me.
Okay, then I think
I'm
it's
always here for the games. That's why I'm here.
Okay, that's fair. There's a new game we do with the advent calendars. It might have started after last Wednesday. I can't remember when the last time we did it.
No, what happened last
Oh,
Wednesday?
guessing what's next? You're guessing what's
Guessing
next.
what's
I did
next.
That yes.
So, currently, we have revealed from the gemstones the D4 and the D10. From the Dwarven Hammers, we have revealed the D4, the D%, the D8, and the D12. You don't have to remember these. I will let you know when guessing again. From the Spiders, we have revealed the D8 and the D10. We have yet to get a D6. We have yet to get a D20. What you have to do... I don't know. I don't know, Book and Dagger, if fake actor names are researchable. Yes, technically they would be, but don't. So.
Gem D6.
You're going to say Gem D6. All right. You have to call both die size and you have to call the symbol.
Gem D20.
Gem D20, Gem D6. Teleportia, do you want to make a guess?
I don't know. No. I'm
No.
gonna skip.
You're not going to make a guess. Fair enough. All right. Did Dan do it once again? Is it a Gem D20? Ladies and gentlemen, it is a Gemstone D20.
Oh
fucking
my
go!
goodness.
Dan called it on Friday.
Yeah, baby, let's go.
This guy is insufferable. If you do it next Friday, if you do it again on Friday, that will be really impressive.
Yeah.
If you go 3 for 3. First roll was an 18, which is not bad and also more tilted towards the 20 sides. That's cool. Dummy. Oh, don't worry about it. You can. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Lost Lore Academia here for a second. Sorry, go ahead, KJ. Okay. I'm gonna talk about Lost Lore Academia for a second because we were talking about it a lot in chat, so I'll take this opportunity. I am in the process of kind of deciding how I want to handle some of the settings and how I'm going to count certain things in the world. There also are already inconsistencies. For example, Blue Moon really should be Here Be Dragons. It shouldn't be a distinct thing. You know, if it's by universe, Blue Moon just should have been the same as Here Be Dragons, but we separated them. So like maybe I'll do some kind of consolidation or something. The point of it is the fake actor names are, I suppose you can research them. The part of why I'm saying like I don't know about research is just like I guess it's just some actor. I can't even imagine what power they would possibly have. But you could research those. They would be in the commercial verse. So there you go. Sophia is jealous of your chips, KJ. Are those popcorners?
Fuck yeah, they are.
There you go. So that's a little bit of housekeeping. We had a big thing. Vectron has been Vectron is very close to being summonable, and Armament probably knows about Vectron. So if Armament does some in-game looking into Vectron, you guys could probably see the cool Vectron minifigure that I put together when yesterday I wasn't sure how high it was going to go and if you were going to unlock a legendary character in a single day. Whew. So anyway, that was fun. But though Vectron is connected to this universe, is a buddy of is on the other Topflight team, friends with like Meridian, Ghostman, Shinobi Red, all of them. Let's dial things back to the Topflight West crew, who've been having a day of it after saving Toucan Beach, Florida, from a black hole. No rest for the weary. They had to fly over to Scotland to deal with some shenanigans there, where they have discovered that Baskerville, who is now a werehellhound, was up to something at a school, and upon their arrival there, basically Armament swapped places with a student named Connor Draper. But Connor Draper, it was soon determined by Synth Devil, was special and had superpowers, and based on stuff that legit was told to them by everyone's most trusted superhero, aside from Lumen/KJ, Rocky Jumper, that this is where both of those people need to be for now.
Lumen doesn't distrust Rocky Jumper. He just doesn't get it.
It's fair.
Rightly so.
That's fair. That's fair. So. And yeah, rightly so. Yes, it is. It is. There's no. Yes, you're correct. Rightly so. But everybody else gets it. So let's just get on the same page, guys. While the rest of Topflight West was inside fighting with hellhounds and doing all sorts of stuff, and eventually coming to a moment of parley with Baskerville, who said, I need your help stopping a rift that's happening. It's messing with some of your powers. Synth Devil did a little once-over on this good old Connor, and he is now a superhero named Archetype with the power to summon various fictional characters. Things became intense because both Synth Devil and Captain Eldritch, upon sort of rejoining the group, the two of them began to experience a bit of power drain, something was off, something felt wrong, both with the power Eldritch and Synth Devil's hellish powers, and that is because they eventually discovered a chamber which Connor recognized from being in a different sort of universe. This is in Lawrence House, but he was in a completely different place called Trow House, but it seems to have the exact same sort of layout and architecture from his universe. And there is a portal opening to hell, but not the hell of Synth Devil. A new hell with its own rules, its own hellfire, its own strength and power. And from this portal of white hot fire was a devil knight named Gidana, Sword of the Devil, Badarbos, wielder of Hellbringer. She is the murder babe of a book called Ubikas, whom a girl from Connor's universe named Peggy read and summoned, but this is no character. This is the real Devil Knight. She's confused about hell. She thinks she is to be the queen of hell. She began to attack, and the crew fought her off. It was a very intense fight, leaving everyone very low on health, and out of most kind of once per day style usage abilities. Although Lumen, you might have been
once
out of
per
those.
her day or once per hour day.
like once per, like the things that are not tied to per session, like a lot of your healing stuff has been yeah, that kind of thing. So basically, Archetype also wondered if this was some kind of retcon, which is a concept that Synth Devil knew about. The team was able to kind of like beat back Gidana, so she was not able to cross over into this universe and like create a beachhead here. But as she sort of stepped back through, she was now on her home turf again, and there was a clear sense of she's the queen. The members of Topflight West, though Captain Eldritch could seal this portal, even in her sort of weakened state, there was a concern that if they don't go in there and destroy this hell and stop it from forming, this could, because basically this is the ultimate power surge, is a whole new plane is being formed on your sort of like your kind of like multiversal trellis of whatever stuff. So go ahead.
Well, when you say ultimate power surge, is Murder Babe power surging? Is that her power surge, or?
Yes, in the sense that she is like power surging into existence. Like, okay, whatever energy is creating this power surge up to this point, it's made a hero do this. It's made a villain be more powerful. It's made 12,000 Vs, but this time it is making a whole new plane. It's making a different version of hell, kind of rising into creation with Gidana as its queen, and presumably the devil Batarbos as the horrifying king of it. Because, as Peggy remembers, none of these characters do, but Peggy definitely remembers from that one shot, there was a weird, like, psychosexual vibe between Gidana the Murder Babe and her patron devil, which she, like, I don't know if you remember this, Fractal, but, like, there was, that was, like, a joke in the thing where you were, like, talking about that, like, I don't know if it's relevant, but I'm gonna talk about it anyway. I think it's so the point is, Archetype seems... Oh, also, I should point out, Archetype knows a lot of stuff in a way that bothers Lumen. He knows about Chico Law, and he said something about a retcon, and Synth Devil was like, ooh, I have. And then he was like, Dustin Howell. And Synth Devil went, and touched his nose with one of his flaming fingertips. Lumen, however, was like, what a fuck is going on with this? Don't care for this. Young Sir Boy? What did you call him? Young Sir Boy? Was that the...
Probably. I actually don't remember what I said.
Yeah, Young Sir Boy, how tall was the giant steed you rode in on? You were born a few years ago. She really doesn't care for this child who, in fairness, Connor did appear here and start giving orders to Topflight, so, you know.
And no combat experience.
But he was pretty good in the fight so far. In any case, the heroes at this point are not in the best of condition. They are pretty beaten up. Although Teleportia, in fact, I may even need to, Teleportia, you're not beaten up, and I think there were a bunch of area effects, so I probably do need to take a certain amount of power away from you.
Oh my goodness.
Which I'll do, even though I know that you could make the argument, but I was running late.
Yeah.
And I get where you're coming from, but, let me see here. Oh no, Lumen. Oh no.
Yeah, no, we're not going in there. There's no...
Yeah. Archetype's at 27 of 74. Lumen is at 1 of 80. I'll say that Teleportia...
I think I'm out of heals too, by the way.
You are out of heals.
My
I'll also say that
God.
Teleportia, because you were a little bit late, yours will not be quite as intense, but we will knock you down. Teleportia, you are going to be at, we're just going to say 42 hit points. So you're, you know... And again, you guys do have your heroic fortitude, so if you want to go, this could be a real, like, knockdown, drag-out. I will tell you that so that is where we leave things, but guys, that's not where we're going to start this episode, because the first thing that happens is a little prologue. So, my friends, this is a real, like, I get what he's doing. It's a ha-ha-ha-ha, so whichever one you want to choose, just choose. It's kind of like, we get it. Your options for a prologue here for Issue 7 of Topflight West Power Surge. Option 1, Malacoda, Old Hell. Option 2, Koss Peak, New Hell. Dan says 1. It's a 1. They've chosen 1. All right, so
Oh no.
we begin. Oh my gosh, I cared so much about that. I know, how sad. We begin with the devil Harlequino, whom we last saw in Topflight issue number 24. Harlequino in the hellish city of Malakota. Is Prince Harlequino is this, archdevil. One who used to be in charge of Synth Devil. Harlequino sits on his throne looking out at the screaming sea of souls spread out before him. The city of Malakota is quite beautiful, despite sort of the constant suffering of those punished there. For whatever reason, Prince Harlequino thinks that if you surround people with beauty while you sort of torment their souls, it makes it that much worse. As they're reminded of pleasure, He'll give them reprieves and then start the punishment again. He's a very cruel, very effective archdevil. But at this moment, Harlequino feels a frightening sensation, one he's never felt before. As he sort of roils his hand through the hellfire brazier that sits next to his throne, he suddenly pulls it back in pain. There is hellfire within it that is burning him. Suddenly from that flame comes a small elemental fire creature, one that looks like a devil but in fact is nothing more than fiendishly animated smoke and flame. He gestures for this creature to move aside from him, but it doesn't. It does not follow his direction, and once again as it approaches, he feels it burn. Prince Harlequino stands, furious that one of his vassals would dare to stand against him, and he stomps down with all the fury that he possesses, instantly destroying this aberrant, fiery creature. But Prince Harlequino is quite unsettled by this, as he begins to realize that this was not one of his vassals at all. Some hellish thing not subject to the archdevils has emerged from the flame. He calls for a war council with his greatest advisors to discuss just what's going on. Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, we now cut back to that room at the top of Lawrence's house, where the members of Topflight are looking pretty rough. Beowulf has 10 hit points, which is Beowulf
Must
has
be nice.
Beowulf has improved heroic fortitude, so when Beowulf saves against stuff, he goes to 10, unless he was lower than 10 to start with. When he sort of maintains his con save to stay alive. Topflight understands the difficult choice. They've been thinking about it for a month, although in comic book time they think about it for 2 minutes. There is a portal which Captain Eldridge says she could seal, protecting this place in the material realm from what is beyond, but that wouldn't do anything to stop it from sort of continuing to form. I will say that as you guys kind of just think about how you're going to vote, and also are you even giving this kid archetype a vote?
No.
You should be aware that Captain Eldridge says, "Fuck you guys."
Yay!
Yeah! Get wrecked.
Saw them over there, and I saw them earlier. I was like, oh, I'll grab those. They're not far. I just didn't. Captain Eldritch says, "My power. I'm getting a handle on it again, but I am quite depleted. I do not know how well we will fare through there. And just because we allow this place to form doesn't mean it will have a strong connection. Moving forward, it could still be contained through other means." So in other words, she is voting, let's not go through. Synth Devil will say, "Even so, we are Topflight, and whatever this hell is, it is not the true hell, which means it must be extinguished." And he, like, puts out one of his flames with another flame. Beowulf says, "Yeah, I suppose we should go and kill more monsters, right, eh? Go kill more things, yeah? You are in charge." So basically, your NPCs are canceling each other out conveniently. Beowulf is saying he'll go.
Of course he is.
But
do
he
we
also,
know-
he said he would defer to Lumen, is actually what Pierce told me.
Do we know how long that place is going to take to fully form? Or
Lumen, I'm going to give you advantage on the following roll because Captain Eldritch would help, but please make a Magic Arcana roll.
they're both 10.
Well,
So 22.
22 is not bad. You do suspect that like there is a momentary window here to go in and potentially stop it from forming. You know, if you let it go for like, you know, if you let it go for a few days, it might wind up like spreading huge. If you waited until you guys could rest up and like form a plan and wait a day, it would have become a stable thing, but it might not have expanded massively.
Got it. Okay, that's unfortunate.
It is meant to be a complicated thing. Teleportia, who finally arrives. She was kind of in the back there just getting hit with some stuff, but now she's here. Kind of sensitive will say, "Teleportia, what do you think? You're the expert on portals. Should we venture through?"
Considering how my teammates look, I really would not want to go. I would rather take care of my team, and hopefully we can deal with this all together when we all feel so much better than we feel right now.
I am
Need
also
some better
fairly
films.
sure that I feel worse than I look. So
What do you think, Archetype? Unused, provisional, but still technically full member.
I mean, look, we'd be venturing into a place with a lot of unknowns there. We don't know anything about the area. This is her home turf, right? So she might have some extra tricks up her sleeve. She already kind of did a pretty good number on us here. So I would, I would be reticent to go without getting at least a little bit more information.
Well, an analytical mind. So basically, it seems that if all votes are being counted, it is Synth and Beowulf are yeses, and to one degree or another, Lumen, Teleportia, Archetype, and Captain Eldritch are no's. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Captain Eldritch will say, "Then it appears a decision has been made. I pray it is not the wrong one." And she will kind of gather what strength she has left and begin to cast a spell as these kind of green and purple bands of eldritch energy begin to sort of spring around. They look a little bit wispier at first, but as she continues doing this, she locks them up. And then she seals it with a... Oh, damn. Shh. And with that, what lingering white-hot fire, there's like a strip of it left, it dissipates. Captain Eldritch kind of will fall down there. Also, Baskerville is unconscious on the ground. I would say Dr. Mark Stone, but he's not there. Lumen, would you just do would you do a medicine check just to see if she's like in imminent danger or anything?
25.
You're able to sort of stabilize her for the moment, and she can be put into like medical custody. Because there are a bunch of Flight Infinity, there's like a full Flight Infinity team outside. So
Fine,
she could
yep.
be taken care of there. So with that, team, is there anything else you want to do, like, in this room? Any other last-minute sort of things? Synth Devil does... I will say that Synth Devil, no rolls are required for the Synth Devil seems a little agitated, which for a robot doesn't mean much. It's just a little bit more... as if he kind of feels that, you know, he wishes this had happened.
I mean, are there any, like, if I look around, are there any, like, things that might have, like... any residual things that might be, like, clues, like, what this, like, that came from this place, or what this portal was like, or anything?
Love it. Please do an investigation roll, which I think Connor is...
I'm not bad at.
Minorly okay at.
Yeah, but that's a 1 on the die, so that's a 10.
All right, well, a 10 is... a 10 means so much damage is in this room from multiple kinds of hellfire, from warp beams shattering walls, from stuff. You guys, the room is pretty torn up, and there's just not much you can get from... kind of, there's not much you can deduce about how this formed. And with Baskerville unconscious, you know, clearly she had something to do with it at some point. And
you can always ask her later.
Exactly. So, if you guys are going to sort of gather up kind of yourselves and kind of just like limp out of the room, sure enough, there are several Flight Infinity in their cool like bomber jackets with their blue infinity symbol on the side and kind of like the fur things. You guys have seen those art too. Of we had art of Rena and Michael and Billy of this. Yeah, pretty cool. So some Flight Infinity people sort of come in, and they will bring in like one of those, you know, like power dampening things to put onto Baskerville, preventing her from transforming. Just a bunch of silver and garlic probably. So they'll sort of lock her into a thing. You know what? Let me find... Yeah. That being said, you guys do hear, like, a loud, like, Flight Infinity jet outside. And, as you guys are emerging... I assume you're emerging from the building at this point. As you guys are sort of stepping out of the building, you see like one of like the a high end Flight Infinity jet lands, and out of it strides someone in the uniform of Flight Infinity, but like hers is like a floor length thing. This is the head of Fiat, Director Graves. Ooh. She's a woman in her, I think we said she's like in her 60s.
Do we know her?
You all certainly know who Director Graves is. She is Nick Fury of this.
No.
Archetype, you would not know who she is. As any appearances of her would have been after your sort of thing. If you were still... Frankie would now know, but you wouldn't have learned.
Yeah.
So Director Graves kind of, you know, walks down the gangplank, and upon seeing Topflight West emerging, she kind of like diverts over to you and says, "Well, Topflight West.
Is it morning or... Sorry, I have no idea what time it is right now. Like...
Night.
No, it is night. Okay. Good evening, Director Graves. I am busy at the moment. We will have to speak later.
You don't have time for a debrief? Lumen, this is a very serious situation. Unless you're on...
It is, yes.
I've heard there were some interplanar incursions here. There's been more on Null Island. Multiplanar things are happening all over the place.
Yes, they are.
It's the power... So the point is, Fiat needs to know what's going on.
You seem caught up already. You seem to already know what's going on.
What's your next mission? We need to coordinate, Lumen. Where is...
Next mission?
Where's armament? And who's this? And who's this? She's pointing to Archetype and Beowulf.
I see that you have a lot of questions that I am in the middle of trying to answer myself. So, if you do not mind, Director Graves, as I said, I am busy, and I will get back to you shortly.
Director Graves just says, "You know what, Lumen? This is probably not your intention, but I think it sort of is. Go ahead and give me an intimidation roll.
Oh yeah, that is not what this is. Got a whopping +0 on this. 13.
With a 13, Lumen kind of gives this directive to Director Graves. And Director Graves says, Lumen, I appreciate you. But
Most people do, yes.
right now you have to remember, you come from a military, or there's at least a paramilitaristic element to your culture, right? You were a lieutenant or a colonel of some kind?
Commodore, yes.
Commodore. Fair enough. Lumen, remember, I'm the director of all of this. Topflight has a lot of ability to do what they're doing, but unless you are actively going to yet another crisis, which as far as I can tell, bleep, 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 you're not. You've got to tell me what's going on.
Lumen will take down her bun. Okay, Director Graves. The current situation is I don't know where armament is. This small boy child thing has appeared in his place. He knows far too much about everything. And there is a new hell forming downstairs.
A new hell?
That is the end. Yes, a new hell. Yes, that is the end of my debrief. I know nothing else.
What is your name, young? You don't seem like a child. You're about, what, 6'2"?
No, I'm Archetype. Nice to meet you. Well, I mean, that's what they call me. I'm Connor. Connor Draper.
Connor Draper.
I think, if you realize you said you're the director of Fiat?
Yes, the first record we have of a Connor Draper was created 25 minutes ago. That was my doing, Director.
Do I...
I've been saying.
I've been aware of Fiat, though, right?
You know what? Fiat wouldn't have shown up until the summer.
Well, like something where like they might have been in the background of like you know.
Certainly, yes, that's fine. Yes.
And the way that it's like, you know, you see people and you're like, and then you ask them like, who the fuck is that? And someone's like, oh,
they're
that's
from
just
Fiat.
a random Fiat person. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, look, this is very, I know it's very weird for you, but Rocky Jumper put me here, so I think we can all agree that's for good reason.
Rocky Jumper brought you here.
Yeah.
Connor, go ahead and make a persuasion roll, but that make a persuasion roll. You can have advantage on this though, because I think she's like
Rocky Jumper, baby.
It's Rocky Jumper. You're kind of.
That is a 17.
17. She'll kind of say, Rocky Jumper today.
Yeah.
And other people will kind of like nod along to that, and she'll say, the situation seems complicated. However, there's a stranger thing that just happened.
Doubt that very much.
Concurrent to whatever surge we felt here. It appears there was a lot of multiplanar energy, and now it is all gone. That would be my doing. Well, it appears that as it ended, the power surges have stopped. We're not detecting new surging energies of the varying different kinds that have been making everyone's powers go haywire. The changes have remained, but as of now, it seems that the power surge may be over. So you're telling me its last gasp was the formation of a new hell?
All hell broke loose, man.
I mean, it could have been that, or it could have been the energy that was that was the cumulative energy it took to make the surges happen was like pushed into this new hell, or the new hell forming was leaking out here and causing the power surges as well.
Thank you, Archetype. Very much.
Hey, Lumen, if you're not going to say it, I will.
Mm-hmm. Is that all, Director?
Very well. I appreciate the debrief. And remember, Lumen, just because you're Topflight doesn't mean there's not protocols.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you all headed now?
To rest.
To sleep.
Well,
Chance to dream.
understood. Don't keep the, I'm sure it's well earned, but don't be surprised if you get a call before your alarm goes off. Maybe more things going on here.
From you or someone else?
Well, technically from dispatch, but
Oh, okay.
at my recommendation. Very well. I'm gonna... Oh! It seems you have apprehended Baskerville. That's welcome. Thank you. Archetype. Nice to meet
Director.
you.
You too.
I look forward to hearing more about whatever the hell's going on with you. She kind of looks at Beowulf for a second and goes, "It is Findan Power Surge."
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay, and just kind of, she just continues on. So Findan, yeah, perfect. So with that, top sauce is right over there.
Yes. We are going to Top Saucer.
Understood. You guys make it aboard Top Sauce.
Once we are all there, is there a button to just kind of close everything down?
Close everything down. In what sense?
I don't know, like an emergency lockdown button.
Emergency like you want the ship to like be powered off?
Or
Or just, like,
closed
sealed up.
from anyone.
Sealed up, yes. Sealed
Sure.
up.
Yes, you can. Okay, so Lumen, as soon as like everyone's aboard, Lumen can just hit the
Yeah.
the full seal, full shields.
Lumen also will now just grab a chair and like put it in the middle of whatever is a room on a saucer and put it down. You will sit here now, Connor Draper, and you will consent to being questioned.
You don't want to say please with that?
Oh, please, I'll say it. Do you want tea or a sandwich
You
or
will
anything?
sit in this chair.
I would like a
Connor
sandwich if you can.
Draper.
I would love a sandwich. That'd be great. I'm
Okay, all right.
I'm really hungry after that fight. How many calories do you all burn when you're fighting? Because that like seemed very intense and stressful.
A calorie is a type of monster because I usually chop them, not burn them.
Synth Devil, do you know how many calories? I assume you're not burning calories.
No, all I burn is with the fury of hell, but typically it is in the range of 4,000 to 5,000, based on
Wow.
the metabolic rate. Your
Lumen
powers
is going
can
to
offer you.
sigh while this conversation is
Sure.
happening and grab a plate or something and just smash it on the ground.
That's what I was gonna use for sandwiches. Okay.
Sandwiches are hand food, plates are not needed. You are merely creating dishes where you don't need them.
Fair. But we have
Connor
top
Draper,
dish.
you will sit in the chair.
Lumen, I get you've had a hard day. Sit down.
All right.
And then I sit down.
Oh no.
Thank you.
What? Teleportia?
Oh, I thought he said he wouldn't sit down,
Oh,
and
okay.
he
No,
was
no, no,
saying
no, no,
Lumen
you're
to
right.
sit down.
Oh, I
And
see.
I was just
Someone's
like,
about to die.
Oh no.
I'll also say that at this moment, and this is like a 100% like whatever, Captain Eldritch kind of glides over to you, Lumen, and will say,
Lumen, you are understandably confused by the presence of this young sir boy, as am I. Although, I don't hate what he's working with. The point is, would you like me to grant you some magical calm?
No, thank you.
Understood.
I am very calm.
Well, agree.
Lumen will cast light bubble on Connor, with Connor at the center.
"Oh no!"
Is that Zone of Truth?
Huh?
Is that Zone of Truth?
Basically, yeah.
Yes. Make a wisdom save, Connor Draper.
But that's also why she told you you will consent to being questioned. She's hoping you just choose to fail it.
Yeah, you could just choose to fail it.
Do I get what? How much does Connor understand what's happening?
Connor, I will allow Connor to make.
Have I seen Lumen in the comics use this power before?
Probably not. You've really she's.
She used it once on Hideki when he was a boy to ask if when we got out
Yeah.
he was gonna go back to doing
Oh.
evil shit.
And you almost used it on Steeplechase, I think, but then maybe didn't.
I'm not sure about. I don't remember that.
Connor, go ahead and just do an magic arcana roll. just see if you like. We'll say that you're familiar with the idea, but let's see if you really get. Because even if you've seen her do it, you might not understand this is it.
Well, Philip, that's a 16, but I do have a +3 modifier.
19.
No.
Oh, I see. So if only. What is your Valo's Light, Lumen? What is your Valo's Light save DC? It's up right under your name.
18.
Well then, yeah, Connor. Regardless of whether or not you fail automatically, you are.
All right.
Lumen, he's in your bubble of light.
It is a 30-foot space. So.
I
Lumen
think
will
everyone
also
else
be
would have
stand-
like moved. Yeah,
Well, yeah. Well, that's fine. Lumen will make sure she is also standing in the bubble.
understood. Synth Devil is not.
Shocking.
Oh, balls.
Well, yeah. No one is like trapped in it, so they can like move in and out. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I.
Mhm. You are
I
not
was-
able to lie.
Yeah, I was just about to say I don't mean to be rude, but I like that sandwich now. So I guess I'll just say I'd like that sandwich now.
I will definitely hand all sandwiches, and I'll say, Lumen was right. That would bring a lot of dishes. Like, why can't I always think of that? Like, I really should stop serving all of these all the time. Like,
Teleportia, I apologize for the way I spoke to you earlier. I am merely angry at this child we have allowed into our group.
I still don't understand why we haven't killed the devil, Synth Devil. This makes no sense. I really think we should wrap up the game.
What's the legal age of adulthood in the Topflight universe? Because where I'm from, it's generally 18, except for some stuff.
In Valo, we start learning combat at the age of 5. Just basic self-defense, and you had no combat experience before coming here. So you are the equivalent of a child.
Wow, it's incredible to see how you judge people in their worth.
It is, yes. How do you know of Chicola?
I've read about it
Where?
in a library.
What?
Oh, so a library is a place where they keep books and learning.
No,
and you
I
go
understand.
read them?
Oh no.
I understand what a library is. What was the book that you read about Chicola from?
I mean, I think in a way it was from here. If I understand it correctly, it was it was the comic book.
Comic. Is my bubble broken? I don't understand. How is he able?
A comic book, Lumen. It is. You know those movies with that guy you've been messaging, Jason Momoa?
Yes.
Based on comic books.
Yeah.
Fictional superheroes.
Yes.
Wait, does Jason Momoa exist in LLA world?
I think probably.
What?
I think probably.
You're banging Jason Momoa?
No, we had a date and then I had to. It's complicated. It's not. We haven't gone that. It's. I am asking the questions here.
It doesn't seem like it to me.
God.
oh no, the tension, it hurts.
What I am confused about is there is no comic book of us.
Well, not in your world.
So you, from your world, you are reading about us.
Yeah. Very good.
Just
Very good. Jesus Christ. Beowulf will truthfully say, I am surprised she hasn't killed him yet.
what do you intend to do now that you are here?
I don't know. I got here, what, half an hour ago? So I guess. I mean, I think I'm member of Topflight now, so I didn't have superpowers where I came from. This is pretty sick.
You are feeling ill. We can take you to the bay after the questioning. It is fine. You will be fine.
No. No, I mean, I'm feeling, right, you don't know, like, slang. Sick is, I don't know about modern day here, but where I'm from, sick means like cool or awesome or fun or whatever.
It does mean so here. And if you say something is ill, that also means it's sick. In a cool way.
I mean, so I guess it seems like then one of the main different. Well, actually, no. I mean, so I know that it seems like the main difference between my world and your world is that, except for a couple of very specific instances, my world is a mundane world, whereas yours is a. Phil, was it galactic?
Yeah, this is an infinite. It has every single kind.
You've infinite. I mean, that was like the infinite power, or what was it called? What was the phrasing for it?
Hold on.
It was like a class or a
It was
grading.
a type I setting, infinite in influence. The others were there were
Like
type
M-
A settings,
Arcane.
which were the arcane, and then there was type AD, which was arcane but dread, or wellness band the witchlight, which is which is arcane fairy. Type G settings are galactic. Type M are mundane, such as your world and
Right.
the Murder by Murderverse.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, this is a setting that's type I, right? There's like infinite kinds of powers here. So I'm just getting used to that right now.
What a fascinating taxonomy of universes. Is hell type A, F? No, that's fairy. Type A, D for demonic or devilish.
I mean, as far as I understood it, hell was a subset of the setting, right? Like there are other planes here, right? Like Yomi Tsukuni, right? There's
Of course.
that's all a part of the setting.
There are hells for each of these settings. Maybe not the mundane ones.
Maybe not I don't believe the mundane ones unless you ask certain people, but so also, I mean, so then I don't know if this is with the hell that it's forming. I don't know if that's from a plate. I don't know if that is like indigenous to this type I setting, or if it's indigenous to a type A or type AD setting.
All right.
Is my bubble broken? I just don't understand.
But Lumen, it's okay if you don't understand.
I know it is okay if I don't understand. You do not need to reassure me. In fact,
All right.
why? You have the attitude of a man who has accomplished much, yet you have accomplished very little. I do not understand how you everything about you is perplexing and makes zero sense. Your powers aren't even of your own. You are borrowing from creatures you have read of merely. Can you take our own powers?
I think I probably could. But also, aren't you just borrowing power from the light?
Oh. Oh.
Lumen will take down the bubble. I am going to go meditate. And I do not want to hear anybody's voice unless it is an emergency. If anyone bothers me in my quarters, there's going to be other problems that we did not have before. It will be caused by me. So do not bother me until tomorrow morning.
Do you
She will
still
just
want
walk
some
off.
snacks while you meditate?
If I eat snacks, I will not be meditating. No, thank you.
Okay,
That is not how it
okay.
works. I have it's medit. And Lumen will just go. She's
After Lumen leaves the room, I look
Yeah.
at Synth Devil and I go, "So you think there'd be hell to pay?"
Oh. Oh,
Did Lumen hear that?
Lumen, make a perception check. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna pause on that. Lumen, would you be trying to hear it? Would you be actively listening as you walk away, or would you be hoping you can't hear another word from him?
I think she would, like in her head, she would be saying, "I don't want to hear anything," but deep down, she wants to hear.
Make your perception roll.
That is a 25.
You hear.
Oh.
Do you carry on?
And then she will carry on.
Fair enough.
Oh.
As he says this, Synth Devil will say,
Ordinarily, I would laugh hilariously at such wordplay, much like this. But for now I will not. Because with the balance of hell so shifted, I am being, for the first time in decades, my presence is being requested in hell. The real hell. The current one.
Need help getting there?
Prince Harlequino, how could he have found me? Perhaps he does not know who I am. Perhaps he simply knows of Synth Devil. I do not need assistance to go to hell. Do I dare answer the summons? I suppose I must. I will set the ship on a course back to Top Beach. I will reconvene with you as soon as possible.
Synth Devil kind of types on the heat-resistant controls, and then disappears in a burst of hellfire in a way none of you have seen yet. Well, Archetype, you certainly not, but the rest of you haven't.
All right. Well, thanks for the sandwich, Teleportia.
Of course, even though that was way too much for me. I think I'm gonna go to sleep at this point.
Understood.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
She would have written on Armament's door. Like there'd be a note that says no archetypes allowed. And then before she goes to meditate, and then she'd do that.
No archetypes allowed. All right. Given what's going on, I will kind of let you guys have two choices. If you, the easiest thing would be for you guys to just rest aboard Top Sauce and sort of let the ship take a slower passage back. Or you could like, you know, it can get there pretty darn quick if you'd rather sleep in your rooms. So I don't know. Synth Devil kind of probably would have just put it on a course back, but you know, Captain Eldritch can hit a button or two. So would you guys like to go to Top Beach for your rest, or would you rather sleep aboard this ship? Just expecting maybe you're about to get called somewhere else anyway.
I mean, I feel like I can't answer that because isn't something happening at Top? So in my head, I want the full rest before we get there because I am dying. So like I'm gonna say the long, whatever gets me a long rest before we get there. But
okay, that's fine. You can certainly take the long way. It's not unheard of that you guys would just like hover, you know, because you never know where you're gonna need to go next. Like if you get an emergency call for France, you're much closer here than if you go back over, save a whole 5 minutes. All right, so yeah, you guys can take a rest in that case. Archetype, you see there is a door that says no archetypes allowed. Captain Eldritch will actually wait, will she?
Oh no.
Captain Eldritch will just walk into her room and leave the door open.
Jesus fucking Christ!
she's. Tell you what, if you want to archetype, because I mean, obviously, first of all, after everything that just happened, the main ship I have now is archetype and Lumen. But also, she's just opened the door and walked in there. You, if you'd like to, why don't you do an insight roll on the situation?
I mean, I think like.
I feel like there's no way he.
I mean, that's
Connor-
21.
Archetype. Wait, you're over 20?
Yeah.
All right. I will say Archetype gets the sense that she just left her door open in a way, and like she kind of gave you a look, although it's hard to tell who she's looking at because of like sunglasses. Yeah. But you get the sense that she's left the door open, and if you go in there, like you can hook up with her, but she might be like really judgmental. But also, if you don't, it means it's kind of that's just kind of a like that's a like who knows? It's just like a whatever.
I mean, there are worse ways to be welcome to a new dimension.
You follow her in?
Going in.
All right. All right. Oh, man.
I wonder that if V were still here, if it would just be Whisper and V fighting over this other guy now.
Oh, there's no way Whisper will ever fight over this guy. Now, would V fall in love with Archetype because he's such a dick? 1 trillion. Oh my god. The real question is how many of the 12,000 will want to get with Archetype?
Oh dear.
So, Sophia is saying that she gives up completely. She's done forever. Poor Whisper. I don't know. Whisper just, here's the thing. Whisper just, she likes to have fun. It's fine. It's no big deal. The point is, Archetype, you go in there, and, I'll just need, you're actually a thing. Give me just a Constitution saving throw, just for the evening.
That's a 1 for a 5. I'm gonna throw. Let's see what dice we're gonna.
Are you gonna throw dice on this, or is it funnier for it to be a 5?
No, it's.
I think it's equally funny either if it's a 5 or he just throws all his dice on this.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't throw all. Wait.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah. Oh wow, they're pointing out Frankie's gonna read this. Frankie's gonna know that you're doing this.
I know. Yeah.
Actually, he may not be sure of that yet. That's just a guess.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay. I'm like, is there like something funny I can do with this? That no, it's fine. I'm gonna leave it as 5.
Understood. Then if you leave it as 5, the scene won't be depicted. There'll just be like a panel from later, which is Cotter like still completely in his costume. Maybe he's like halfway through like taking off one of the boots. He's asleep, and Whisper's just like, ugh. And then she kind of magically teleports him into a spare room and sits down on her bed.
Yep, that's fair.
All right. Well, in that case, a rest is taken. You may all go back up.
Are we sure about that?
No, that's a true point, actually. Hold on. Let me roll a thing.
What?
A rest is taken.
Okay. But
Look
did
at KJ's
Connor
face.
rest?
Connor, you know what? Actually, because he rolled a 1 and failed so bad, he actually did rest. Because he just like,
Oh my god!
he just passed out so immediately, like he didn't even get to the. Yeah, he's just.
There was no hanky panky.
Yeah, he didn't even like. He was like, oh god.
His first day of actual work tired out the little tyke.
Poor young Sir Boy. I'm gonna roll this one for Synth Devil because it's red and scary. Ooh, that's a 19 on the die. I'm going to say that you all rest. Synth Devil has returned. So Synth Devil is sort of there and says,
Sorry, are we still on the saucer or
you're
are
still
we...
on the saucer, yes.
Okay.
Is it is it like landed and we're just like sleeping on it, or like what's the deal?
It's just like orbiting.
Okay.
It's in like low Earth orbit, just kind of moving around. Synth Devil will say,
good morning. I hope that you've all rested well. I have not, although, as a synthetic devil, I don't always need to. But I bring you tidings of hell. Prince Harlequino requested my presence. I am not certain he knows who I really am. But he is aware of what I have done here, and wanted all powerful devils to consult. I was able to tell him what we had learned, that I had seen firsthand the near creation of a new hell, and though I did suggest we go through and try to snuff it out then, I was outvoted by my team. A prospect he found both disgusting, but, given its lawful nature, respected. In any event, Prince Harlequino is massing a troop of Hell's greatest warriors to prepare an incursion on this new hell that has been created. I have told him that we could possibly coordinate our efforts if we do choose to take the attack to this Gidana. And that is my report.
Lumen is making coffee, but it's like 7/8 milk.
It's very light. Yes, that makes sense for Lumen. Yeah. Okay. 7/8 milk. Archetype.
Connor's drinking his black.
Okay, sure.
Oh.
Whisper just like glides past Connor and like doesn't even look at him in a like, wow. Wow. But she'll sort of say good morning to Lumen and Teleportia.
So you informed the Prince of Hell. Did he have anything to say in response?
I do not
Prince of Hell?
believe he knew who I was. Truly. I did not reveal anything like that. What he has said is that a second hell seems to be a direct threat against his own power. As such, he wants to snuff out this new hell with extreme prejudice. But the multiversal balance could very well shift if this new hell is allowed to grow too large. On the other hand, if two hells go to war and stay at war, that could be beneficial for, well, others, couldn't it?
Well, so yeah, where do your loyalties lie here? Like, I mean,
My loyalties always lie to the power Eldritch and Topflight. I only want to help.
I apologize if I'm not following. So does the Prince of hell require assistance to stuff out new hell?
He is certainly open to our assistance, but he will be sending a troop into this new hell rather directly. He is mustering one of the greater hellish armies.
Oh, okay. So that sounds taken care of then, and we can just keep an eye on that.
I don't know. I would kind of be worried because what if they enter and then, like, because the new rules are different for them, like, what if they somehow get captured and then, like, controlled by her at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody is getting ahead of what my plans were.
Oh, ho, ho, ho! Hmm.
Synth Devil goes, well, that would be impossible. Well, actually, oh. Alright, so if that happened, that would actually be rather disastrous for the current hell. I have no reason to think it could, but now that you say it, that does seem... It is almost like perhaps the new hell sent a tiny little burst into the old hell to make its presence known, but its power seems slighter, such that, oh, blasted angels. Oh dear, Teleportia. I think I need to commune with hell for a moment, if you'll excuse me.
And so the devil.
Angels are no. Oh,
What?
are angels involved?
No, I say I hate angels, so when I talk about angels, that's how I curse.
It's like, oh, angels.
I should have just said,
Oh, and he'll say fuck, but it'll just be like a bunch of like, it'll just be like ampersands and dollar signs and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, understood. You go commune with hell.
I mean, I think I've had experience with different levels of existence kind of connecting with each other, and in my experience, it's better to maintain the balance and stability that you have rather than allow a new force to corrupt. I think that if they're, again, I don't know much about what how the what we're calling old hell has, I guess, been at whatever like truce or peace or whatever with the rest of the multiverse here, but this new hell seems like it's going to be a lot more violent and aggressive, and that might be an issue for everyone.
indeed.
Yes, you did speak words unprompted that were accurate.
Yes, you did speak words on. This episode is going to have more direct quotations than they have in a long time. It all started, and you know what the very first one today was? It was when Teleportia said to Director Gallows, "All hell broke loose, man." All hell broke loose, man. All right.
Like, what do you want from
What do
us?
you want? All hell broke loose. All right. Oh boy, that's great. You did speak words unprompted that were accurate. At this point, Synth Devil's not disappearing. He's kind of doing some kind of like, contacting of other planes. Beowulf will eat several breakfast sandwiches. Captain Eldritch will also sort of be in some sort of trance type things. Archetype, you do not possess this, but Lumen or Teleportia, right now you guys are just in an orbit. If you'd like to direct the ship anywhere, you could, or you could just kind of stay mobile for now.
I guess
I do have expertise in vehicles piloting.
That's true, but you don't know this ship yet. So
the audacity.
Actually, yes.
Look, hey,
Actually, hold on.
No. If you put me on with air traffic control and they could walk me, I could land the plane.
I will say this: Archetype, in that case, Archetype, with Captain Eldritch and Synth, Archetype does go to the controls and start looking at them.
Have you
Lumen wants
flown
to
a
do
lot
what
of
I'm saying.
saucers in your time back in your mundane plane? Have you done that?
No, but I can figure it out, and also one of the characters I have is an exceptionally good pilot, so.
Portia, can you just teleport us down, please, to... I do not want to be in this ship if he will be steering it.
Look, if it makes you uncomfortable, I won't do it.
Yeah, I'll take us anywhere we want to go.
I'll also say though that Archetype, as you look at these, tell you what, Archetype, give me a Man After Midnight. Give me a vehicle's pilot roll.
Okay. It's a 13.
A 13. You definitely understand the controls. You're not
The
like,
audacity!
you're not like,
oh my
you
God!
look at them and you get them, and you do hear in your head, you do kind of hear a voice just kind of quietly going, "Oh, I could impress such a wrinkled, old, confused man in a ship like this."
I'll see. I'll see if I can like think back. So you did come with me?
There's no reply.
Okay. All right.
There's no connection. It was more of like
Yeah.
it's more like
Yeah.
it's almost like as you use that skill,
Yeah,
this
okay.
momentary
Yeah.
it wasn't thinking to you. It was like an
Right.
internal thought of someone else.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense.
Jack.
Look, it's okay. Lumen, I get how it works, but to make you all more comfortable, by all means, take her down.
Lumen will pilot it, but she will just kind of be muttering like, he says he gets how it works. He's never been on a spaceship, but he knows how to...
Captain Eldritch will actually come and sit next to you, Lumen, and say, "Yes, Archetype is quite... This, I'm going to assume Archetype has walked away.
Yeah.
She'll say, Archetype is quite irritating and, thus far, rather disappointing. But I do believe, just to perhaps explain his arrogance to you, I think his power is knowing things. I think that his power is that the way that you can summon light,
Whisper.
he can summon knowledge and information.
Whisper, I've always found you to be a reliable comrade, trustworthy. But you saying that his power is knowing things is the worst thing you could have ever said to me in your entire life. There is nothing you could have said that would have been more repulsive to me. You said it. And it is merely 7 a.m.
You think I'm trustworthy? Oh no. And she just kind of walks away. Where do you can just hit an autopilot. The ship will
I
go
assume
anywhere.
there's like a landing pad.
Where do you want to take it? Do you want to go? You can
The
go anywhere
landing.
you want. Do you
Oh,
want
I
to?
thought we were going home.
Yeah. You don't have to go home. I'm saying, like, if you want.
Well, I mean, we can't just fly this to the portal of hell. We got to figure that out. So I figure we just go home and figure that out.
Okay, cool. You could go to
Portal
Topflight
New
Tower
Hell.
if you'd rather. You could go to SeaTac Airport, Seattle Tacoma. Get anywhere you want. But if you want to go to Top
I
Beach,
guess I thought the beach and the tower were kind of like if you just walked out the doors of the tower, you were on the beach. I
oh
thought
no,
they
the
were-
tower's like in Connecticut, and the beach is in California. That's why you guys are west and they're east.
Oh, I thought we just also had a west tower.
No, your west one, and I'm totally ripping off the Avengers here. Your equivalent of a tower is a massive beach compound called Top Beach.
Understood. Then yes, we're landing on the beach.
Understood. Okay. All right. Ship lands at Top Beach. Archetype, Teleportia, Lumen, Beowulf, Captain Eldritch. and Synth Devil may disembark here.
Yeah, we're gonna obviously. Yes, I'm pretty familiar with Topflight Tower, but I've never been here, so I don't know. Could someone show me around? I'd really appreciate it.
How does Topflight Beach look now?
Yes, we can show you around. Thank you for asking.
As you look it over, Teleportia, go ahead and give me a perception roll, I think. Try to think of any of your other skills would make more sense. You know what? You can use your survival tracking as you're just like getting the bearings of it. That's a +9 instead of a +4. That's fine.
Then that would be a 26.
26, you say. A 26, you say. So it would have been a 21, 26. With a 26, you look around. Everything seems to be running smoothly. But you notice nothing is explicitly off. There's no there's no problem. But you do notice that there maybe aren't exactly the deployment of those like assistants who work here, everyone in their Top Beach like polo shirts. There's not just like the total like you're kind of like, this seems like a weird deployment of people. Maybe they're a little short-staffed or something. You feel like something is interesting.
I guess Lumen will try and show Archetype, or I guess Beowulf too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, yeah, Lumen, you can show Archetype and Beowulf around. Beowulf will sort of have a weird sensation that he does know. He seems to be like, oh, I recognize these places, yes, but kind of it's weird to see them as this. He knows them from Findon, but it's like seeing them with new eyes, yeah. You guys are walking through. You do notice that one of the employees there is Eustacia.
That's her name?
Yeah, her name is Eustacia. And she's it's Greek. Don't worry about it. But as she kind of walks through a hallway just in her polo shirt, just like with her sort of like board of stuff, and she sort of sees you guys and goes, "Hey y'all," and then just friendly, just goes.
Hello,
goes,
Eustacia.
Yeah.
Was that out of the ordinary, or?
Make an insight roll.
Non-nat 20.
She's always been pretty friendly.
Okay.
Yeah. You've been gone a while. It's not too crazy.
I'll ask her why it seems so short-staffed.
Oh. People are watching TV with the news. Just kind of point to like one of the staff
Eustacia?
rooms. Yep.
I do apologize if I have never noticed this about you. Have you always had that accent?
Oh, no, it's just, I mean, I think so. I mean, it's not the kind of thing you just suddenly start to try at, is it?
That is true. I do apologize for not noticing sooner.
Has she ever been in any of the comic books I've read? And if so, was she ever portrayed in like a twangy accent?
It's a hard thing to see in comics.
But like sometimes they'll like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. She, oof.
like, you know, like because they'll give Gambit like a big like Cajun thing, right?
Yeah,
like,
they'll do certain things. Okay, archetype. And then Teleportia, were you about to say something as well there?
No, I was trying to figure out something, but I didn't right now.
But you didn't right now. Okay, cool. I'll tell you what, archetype.
He figures it out. I swear to God. I swear.
Give me a history roll.
All right, I'll spend my D4 to get advantage on the roll.
Okay.
You son of a bitch.
All right, there's the D4. We're just having fun out here. I don't know what you mean. All right. Well, that's a 19 on the die,
Okay.
and then I'll spend one of my D10, not my percentile die. I'll spend my D10 to add on to that roll.
Okay.
So unfortunately, that's just going to leave me at a 28.
Oh, is that...
Oh, okay.
Actually, I'm going to use one of my channel historian military intelligence agents to add another D8 on
I
there.
was about to be surprised. Yeah, I was wondering why you hadn't done that. Go ahead.
Yeah, so 32.
30 was my number for this.
Oh.
So with 30 and to KJ's eternal rage, archetype. I'm gonna say that this is not something that you explicitly remember, and maybe we'll say that you don't know the full context for this, but you definitely know that in a previous issue of this comic, of the Topflight West comic, way back in the issue 2, which you did see, you don't know anything else that happened after that, but you do remember this person getting this person got like a weird package. You're like this staff member got a weird package. You do remember that. I'm sorry, KJ. I understand if you have to quit this game.
Who is like out of all the other top flight people, who is like closest to me right now?
Lumen, of course.
Damn it. All right.
She was showing you around.
I'm gonna whisper into Lumen's ear. Did you ever check her mail? She got something weird when I was reading this.
Connor, I do believe that in this plane, it is illegal to look at other people's mail. So no, we do not.
Right, but this was I think there's something going on here.
With
You don't
her
want to
mail.
you don't want to be the one to pull the trigger on this. I will.
Trigger. I'm not following. You want to pull trigger on her mail?
It's a turn of phrase. There's something on her, and if you want to ask her about it, do it. Otherwise, I will.
Ask her about her mail.
Since I see that they're having trouble talking to each other,
Yeah.
do I kind of try to butt in, trying to mediate between mom and dad?
Please.
Oh God, no, we're not mom and dad.
God.
So,
I think their
Is
mom
everything
pulled away.
okay over here?
Teleportia, I was just saying that in one of the issues that I was reading about, that's like we know how I know about this place. There was this agent got a weird package, and in the way that it was in the. Have you ever Teleportia? You read a comic book?
Yeah, I love
know,
comic books.
Yeah, you know sometimes things are implied to be like bad, and that's like bad.
Yeah.
It was like that. So I was thinking, if Lumen doesn't want to ask her about it, I will.
What was her name? KJ forgot her name already.
Eustacia.
Eustacia.
Eustacia. I do apologize. Our newest member here. We were just talking.
Y'all got a new member?
Yes. Yes. This is Connor. Archetype. She did not say Connor. She said archetype.
Okay. Sure.
This is archetype. He would like to see your weird package.
I mean, did you receive any weird packages? Like, not anything weird. Well, like, yes, weird, but mail packages.
A mail package?
Oh no, not mail package.
Yes.
Well, like,
he would like he would like to pull
USPS.
Connor is
your
face
mail
palming right now.
package.
Well, Eustacia. Connor, if you're facepalming, you won't do this. I would love for Teleportia and Lumen. You may make your choice of insight or perception. Both of you. Connor, you're too busy facepalming. You don't see this.
My insight is better, so.
Insight or perception?
Either one.
Right?
Yes.
Okay,
Whichever
then-
you like more.
Yeah, my insight. It's +1 more.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a 27. Can I add a die?
Please do. And guys, it's after 9, so
Yeah. I will
Okay.
add.
smoke them if you got them. Come on.
I will add a 10.
It's interesting that this game didn't have combat, and yet this was the most tense issue ever.
I'm gonna roll the d20.
That's the Connor effect, baby.
27 plus 7 is 34.
34. How'd you do, Teleportia?
I got up to 27.
27's not bad. You were also doing insight.
Yeah.
You both notice Eustacia as like you've drawn her attention to Archetype. She looks at Archetype and she's kind of like, "Oh, y'all got a new member," and kind of looking him over. When Eustacia's eyes land on Connor's crest on his chest, there is a brief widening of eyes and a bit of a smirk. And Eustacia will say, "Oh, yeah, a package. I did. I logged a package that looked a little odd. Not sure, She'll kind of like pull out her sort of tablet and see. Let me see what it was maybe yesterday, maybe the day before. Hold on. Let me,
Do we know what the symbol on armaments thing is?
You do not know Archetype symbol
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
But the fact that she widened her eyes looking at something we don't recognize
Yeah.
is very
she-
suspicious.
But she kind of goes, she's like, "Let me check the date on that. It was, she sort of swipes a few times on her thing and then goes, "Oh, Lumen? Teleportia? Oh,
Oh no.
hi.
What's on your tablet right now?
If she turns the tablet around,
Seal it! Seal it! No!
she turns the tablet around. What you see is a log that simply says, like, deleted. She just deleted some kind of logs.
So, do we know, based on previous experiences, like, have we interacted with Waldorado? Do we know that he can, like, possess people and then give them accents? Like, is this familiar at all?
Lumen, you could make, to that point, I'm gonna let you, I will let it be Magic Arcana, for which you have a plus 12.
Yes, and I'm also going to do a d4 on this.
Okay, first roll the d4.
Cocked. 2.
So you don't get it back, but you roll with advantage.
Uh, 19 plus 12. 31?
31. Are you going to throw anything else on top of that? It's 9, 10.
Yeah, let's do a d6. That is a 3.
34. Okay. Before I reveal this yes archetype.
I was just say, since the first instance of Waldorado getting research was December 24th, 2022, is this something that I can look into, like, or think about?
Maybe so she doesn't murder you, we'll just let Lumen get to this one.
No, it's fine. If he wants to.
No.
Can
34 is good.
I potentially start trying to track anything?
You can definitely make a track roll.
Okay.
Lumen. The way she was talking, something about the sort of total, you know what it is? I'll say that the Magic Arcana, it's a thing because you also had such high insight a moment ago. It wasn't only her voice that changed. She was also walking in this weird bow-legged way. And now, like, she's not. And though you only encountered him once as a ghost, that voice, and it was like a voice. It's like the voice was different. At the very end there, the voice took on a gruffness that did almost feel familiar, even though it was in a different voice. You do think of Wildorado. You know that Wildorado is a very powerful ghost. You also know that in this reality, Wildorado was not destroyed the way you guys destroyed him. So Wildorado probably could possess people. With a 34, you do not know every detail of Wildorado's abilities. You just kind of know general ghost abilities and the ability to, like, possess people. Honestly, you think a ghost as powerful as Wildorado might be able to, like, even, like, possess people, like, from afar. Like, Wildorado might not even be here now. Wildorado might have just, Wildorado might have been, like, doing, like, a far possession and has dropped back to something. So, like, you might, whatever. But Teleportia is doing a scout track. What'd you roll, Teleportia?
Well, I'm gonna do advantage first.
Of course, yes.
Oh, and it was a 4. Yay! Okay.
While
okay.
you're, but maybe just so this all feels like a thing, Lumen, do you say Wildorado aloud? Like
yes.
Okay, so
yeah.
Lumen says, like, oh my gosh.
So then that helps my tracking get even better, right? Like...
Well, it means you know what you're tracking. And Archetype, if you want to add anything here, you could, you know.
I mean, I just like, well, if you say Wildorado, I mean, I know that we've been looking into that character. Philip, I have a question for you. For the final bottom thing I have on my sheet on the bottom right.
Yep.
How long does that last?
Oh, whatever this is, I'm not gonna like it.
Like,
is that like I just channel something another thing I have?
No, it is not. It would be a minute or honestly, it probably would depend on what it might be a thing of, like, it will be dependent on what the power is. You know what I mean? Like, if it's a power that would last an hour, it would last an hour. If it's a power that lasts a minute, you know, I would have to see what the character is. I mean, if you got the die, it's not.
I want to do it.
I think
I want to do it to do it.
Teleportia. What have you rolled?
In total, 34.
A 34, also not quite to a 35, but still a very good strong number. Teleportia,
yes.
You sort of look around, and you're sort of trying to sniff out ghostly stuff. I will say with a 34, kind of also based on what Lumen said, you even, like, you flip around the room, you go to the mail room, you look around here, you go to Eustatia's quarters, you get back, and you are confident that there is now no current ghostly presence.
Oh, snap. Alright. I'll tell everyone he's not here anymore.
Right, and then in an effort to see if I can find something new that will help in this situation, maybe track down a ghost or whatever.
Yeah.
I will try and channel character.
All right. Connor, basically now. So basically you guys see Connor start to flip through his book and kind of like Captain Eldritch says, "What are you doing?" And Synth Devil says,
"Ooh.
Wait, is this your final power, Connor?
98.
Use it, boy.
A 98. All right. Now, you did not roll a 100, so you cannot choose the character.
No. But this is more fun. Random is more fun.
A 98. I love this. Okay. I'm going to use the 98 as your roll. However, for this... Wait, oh, shoot. Oh, God.
Use a young sir boy.
I really hope this doesn't ruin everything. Shit, it did. Guys, you guys just saw some stuff that you shouldn't have seen.
I didn't.
Show it again. Show it again.
Damn it.
Sophia, it's a very normal sized book.
None of these were crazy. Actually, no. The stuff you saw in here, you guys just saw one of my spreadsheets just popped up there because I had to pull it up. Honestly, what you saw was Vectron. You saw Vectron. So you saw the legendariness of Vectron. You saw some tags people have. You also, you did see, I'm just going to reveal something you saw. Prince Harlequito, who has appeared in this one, is a mythic character.
Ooh.
You've never known that, but that is Prince Harlequito of Church of Hell. Okay, Connor. 98.
98.
please. Oh my god.
Tatiana.
No, not Tatiana. Dan, please roll a D100 again.
What?
What?
He was always going to roll a second one.
34.
Oh, okay.
34. There's no way I will possibly remember the following. I also don't know what power you'll be getting from this, but you notice that suddenly Connor has a strange holographic, like, facade that looks like a goblin. And Connor, the character you are channeling is someone named Curator Zatuir. This is someone from a setting called Noteworthy, and you don't know what that is. But the knowledge that you're gaining is, the Curator Zatuir was in charge of the Noteworthy's, like, museum, onboard museum, is a sort of museum expert. I will say, to that point, you know what? We will say that Zatuir will grant, you already have a huge investigation and you have history, but you suddenly, like, if you got onto a thing, you could, like, research any art. I don't know what the specific power is because you've rolled one I haven't created one for because obscure character from a setting
Right, yeah.
explore. I will simply say in this time, you have the ability to, you have an incredible facility with computers, and if you wanted to grab that pad and try to, like, do any research into Wilderado and everything you know, specifically as it would relate to artifacts or items, that would be really beneficial.
Do you have time to do that right now, or?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'll first of all, I'll try and see if I can use this knowledge of like file system stuff to also see if I can recover the data that was deleted there, and then look into Wilderado.
Okay, so Archetype grabs the folder from this person. You grab the pad. Eustatius pad. All right, the first thing you can do, I'm going to say that you can, let's have you make an investigation. You can use your investigation roll for use computers. So roll that. And you have advantage on this automatically because you are technically a computer program right now.
Oh, great, okay.
And while this is happening, you see that Archetype has this, like, weird, he's like this weird, like, holographic, like, hard light sort of facade.
I'm spending my hero D8 and D6 on this roll, and I'm also spending a military historian intelligence agent D8 on this.
Love it, love it, love it.
Shitty rolls. So that's going to be 25.
A 25.
Yes. Right. 13, 14, 15, 16. No.
No.
34. The magic number tonight.
34 is the
That's a
magic
huge
number.
difference.
All three of you have done 34s tonight. Which means you're not quite getting to the 35. Okay, Archetype. Two things. One, thanks to Curator Zatuir, who's in your mind going, oh, yes, I understand, but this filing system is a bit outdated. We have much better in the 24th century, of course. Oh, but, this is not so bad. And, oh, yes. What a strange primitive world this is. How interesting. Yes, I can help you with this. Only because it is connected to what's going on, you determine that you basically find it's like things had already been deleted. This was like a much more like intense purge. It just happened as like a last minute thing. But what you do find is that a package was delivered here, and you are able to find a scan of what it looked like, which has this like oddly scrawled language on top of it. Give me a history roll, but you would basically be giving yours. It's like it would be the same as your science, cosmos, and investigation, because of Zatuir, you would have you would have this knowledge of history. Yeah, you would have like an expertise in historical things and documentation.
Okay. This is the second roll I'm making here. The
Second roll, yeah.
This is the last roll of this set I'm making, or is there?
No, this is the only one of this. Yeah.
Right. Cool. So I will spend.
He's throwing them all on.
I'll spend my hero d20 on this.
Understood.
It's a fucking 2. Okay. And then the Justorian military cells 8. Okay. 6. I have one more of those left, I believe.
Nice.
29.
A 29. With the 29, you are able to do some cross-referencing and kind of in your mind like, oh yes, of course. Well, this is simply a matter of looking at the records. Oh, so what a wait. I don't have yottabytes of RAM. Oh dear, this is a very slow system. So basically, as you're sort of going through, what you're able to now, is it yottabytes? Is that how you pronounce it? Yottabytes?
Probably, yeah.
What?
Sounds right to me.
I thought you were just making shit up.
A yottabyte, I don't know if it's yottabyte or yottabyte, but that's like the one after, like it's a
One after terabyte, right?
it's a quadrillion gigabytes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, yeetabyte, yeet the byte, king of the yeetabytes. As you go through this though, because Curator is actually really helpful for the specific things, you pull up this fragment of a scan of a package that came in here, and then you start pulling up historical records, and you eventually find writing written by the man who would become Wildorado back in the 1800s. And son of a bitch, did it just... No, it's fine. And you learn. You are confident it is the same handwriting. So in other words, Wildorado sent a package here. This person took the package, was possessed by it, has been possessed since like yesterday morning or the day before. Who knows what they've done, but they just deleted a bunch of stuff. And though you found this scan, that is what you guys currently know.
So I guess we gotta. I mean, we're able to find like a tracking address for a tracking thing for the package, so we can like find out where it came from.
There's no return address, but you could certainly look through.
Lumen runs to the vault upon realizing.
Understood. Okay. As Lumen runs, Synth Devil just slides up next to Archetype and says, "You've conjured a new character. Fascinating."
Yeah, I don't know where this is from, but yeah, because we never researched the noteworthy, did we?
Nope. In any case, Lumen runs to the vault. You guys do have a vault. It doesn't have everything in the vault, but you are able to get to the vault. Lumen, it does take 2 handprints. Teleportia, do you go with her?
Yes, of course.
No, Teleportia, I need your hand, please.
Yeah.
All right, if you guys open the vault. The vault here, because it's California, like as soon as you open it, it just starts playing like Beach Boy songs, you know, with like the and it looks more like a surf shop rather than a Anyway, as you open it up, it does appear. You see no like red lights. Go ahead and make investigation rolls, the both of you. Teleportia, if you want to, you could do track instead.
Cool.
There's 28.
28.
It was. Hold on, math.
23. 23. Go ahead and add on to if you want to. This is probably the last roll you're making.
D12.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a 10. 38.
38. Okay, so we finally beat a 34. How are you, Teleportia?
Let me just put all of them at this point.
Just like 61.
Oh my gosh.
Are they all ones? Are they?
One was, there were 2 twos, so.
Hey.
So
Like Vindan's
30,
still
28. So,
28.
you know.
28 is good,
it's
but
just-
I would say the Teleportia with a 28 and Lumen with a 38, like 10 above that. And we'll say that Lumen is just because Lumen is both checking everything and then double checking everything. Teleportia is doing a very good job of checking. You guys are confident that everything is in its proper place within your vault, and that nothing has been disturbed, and you are confident that no one has entered the vault in the last few days.
Okay.
But then
No.
you hear an angry scream.
How? Impossible. My files. No.
What?
You rush out and you see that Synth Devil is kind of like in like the main sort of meeting room at his terminal going,
Someone has accessed my most secret files. Someone managed to hack their way in. Impossible. They cover their tracks very well, but not well enough.
Do we know Wildorado to be like a computer genius hacker guy? Like,
you
is
do
this...
not know Wildorado to be a computer genius hacker, no.
I mean, it sounds like there must have been a team up operation.
How did Wildorado get in here? But wait, no. No. My friend. Though I've kept this under the safest encryptions just for the record.
He kind of hits a button and like it seals in, so it's only you guys and your girl in here, no staff.
And he'll say, he has accessed files about the previous reality. He has accessed files about the final.
And that is where the issue will end. And not only the issue, my friends, that is a wrap on Topflight West Power Surge.
Ooh.
This
What?
is the end of
You
Power
didn't
Surge.
even beat the final the first time.
I didn't surge. Ah.
I'm very sorry. I'm genuinely sorry. Roll a D100 right now.
All right, hold on. Ready for this.
If you power surge, you're just early to everything. It doesn't do anything for you.
It would be
so
funny for her to get it
right.
late, actually.
You're so right, though. I'll just be on time for everything.
No, you'll be early. You'll be an hour early to everything.
When it's the 2 zeros, it's not 100, right?
What's the
It
other
is
number?
if the other one is a 0.
So it's 0 0, and then the other one is 4.
That's a 4.
You have not power surged. You were real close to power surging, though. Sorry to tell you. Well, with that is a wrap on... I'm very sorry. I know Pierce is sad that he wasn't here for this. That is the end of this, but it's not the end of monthly Top Flight games by any means. Next month, I haven't talked to them, so we have to figure out the exact scheduling of this. We would normally play on the 20th, but I'll be on an airplane during this game time, so we can't play then. So before the 20th, maybe we can find a Tuesday we're all around. I'll give you the exact dates for this. We're going to do our next Top Flight Holiday Annual.
A Tuesday?
It may be a Tuesday night rather than a Wednesday. Maybe like even Tuesday the 19th, maybe. Tuesday. So we'll be doing that at a different thing there, but we are going to do, in December, we will do a Top Flight Holiday Annual the way we did last year. That's the one where they got the book and started this whole craziness. In addition, starting in January, there will be a new ongoing Top Flight thing, it's like Top Flight, Hell War or whatever the hell it's called. I don't know yet. There'll probably be a lot of actual changes of stuff, but my intention is to make Wednesday a Top Flight universe day, no matter what the games are. So, like, all the games on Wednesday will somehow be in this universe, so even though we're sort of swapping around, it's kind of like comics come out once a month, but you always get a new one on Wednesday. So that'll be really fun. Thank you all so much for watching. We have some other games in this channel, but we're not going to for a while. On Friday, we have a Blood from a Stone, so check that out. Then we will not have another game until a week from Sunday, November 26th, when we're back with Strange Lore. And then after that, we're back with our normal schedule. But we have a week off for sort of the Thanksgiving week because I'm out of town and, I was going to have low attendance anyway. But once we're back from that, the week after Thanksgiving, we'll be back with Strange Lore, Theme Party,
whatever game it is.
It would be Lost Lore Academia since we're missing one that week, because that would be the last one. And then the Friday after that, we probably still won't have a Blood from a Stone because of other unavailability things. But I don't know, or maybe I'll just log on and read you one of the poems or something. Who knows what'll happen? So that's what's going on there. Go to our Discord to interact with us. Go to our YouTube to watch old episodes. Go to our go to the wiki Sophia has put together and has had a lot of help from a lot of folks there as well. It's really, really cool. So please check all that out. Do I hit social to get all the rest? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's what we got going on. Would anybody like to plug anything? Or, anyone like
I stream sometimes. I streamed some Magic yesterday because there's the new Ixalan set out. I did a couple drafts, including in the second one, I drafted a dinosaurs deck, and so the whole time I was screaming shit like dinosaurs, let's go, and telling people to get fucked. When I beat them, look, the dinosaurs, they just kept on coming to me. They were handing me dino after dino, and then I took a card. I took a card that required a little bit of setup, but then it would make fun things happen. And I was like, but here's the dream. This is the dream that I want to do. And then in the second game with that deck, I did the dream.
That is the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
It's the best feeling.
Have you looked at these cards for this new set, Philip?
No.
Basically, there's this new mechanic called Discover, which is like Cascade.
Okay.
And I got something that transformed and into a legendary land, like Ixalan has. And then I cast a big fucking dinosaur that drew me 3 cards, and I cascaded 6.
There you go. It's,
cascading
is serious. Well, I'm glad you had that experience. That's really cool. Genuinely glad. Usually I'm not happy for you, but in this case I am. Guys, this was a very intense stream tonight.
Yeah.
We had the most tension there's ever been in a game since Lauren got Maisie.
Oh my gosh, so true.
We saw Archetype do irritatingly well until he tried to bed whisper and then he fell asleep.
That was amazing.
So good.
We had just everyone said preposterous things. We have a new hell forming. You guys wisely chose. I think you wisely, because the real danger that would have been, have you chosen to go through, I would have stated one less danger, which is if you guys go in. I mean, it would have been great for storytelling and what a cliffhanger. But it's like if you guys go in there and you fail, not only have you not stopped the hell forming, the hell is just open to the world, so that it will be new hell on Earth, which would have been a cool, new series, yeah. Been a lot of fun, and then of course we had some Wilderado fun at the end. It's just what a delight. I appreciate you guys all so much for playing in this. We'll see you next month for this, but before then, I'll also just throw this out there to longtime viewers of Blood from a Stone. If you're able to watch on Friday, you might want to. That's all I'll say. So thank you all for watching. This has been a lot of fun. We got a new mom and dad tonight.
Yay!
We haven't had this much tension since Train and Abrielle.
Yeah, since Train and Abrielle in our Mystic Starport. And this is actually the first appearance of any kind of noteworthy character since I think January. So that's wild. So thank you all so much for watching. We appreciate each and every one of you. Have a wonderful night. Oh wait, no.
No.
Because our thing is have a top night, I shouldn't say. Yeah. I'll oftentimes say other things and then do that. But for this one, I'll say, I hope everyone's week is lovely. And as for now, have a top night.